Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is All Things On It. To my returning subscribers, we are here. For those of you passing by, I hope you like what you see, man, and you join the family. Before I get into today's video, I just want to apologize for the background noise. I'm still trying to figure out how to use my camera, so I'm sure I'll be able to fix that in no time. So today's video is going to be a really quick one. I just want to talk about personality versus performance. So naturally I'm very reserved. I'm a very calm person. I hardly really react or respond to certain things, and for the longest of time I've had people tell me that no, you were so matured for your age, or you were too matured for your age. And of course I think some meant that as a compliment, whereas others not so much. But I'm glad I didn't let that affect me, because I am where I am today because of my maturity. So I've literally always done things differently. So I ain't no baddie, right? I ain't no baddie. I ain't trying to be no baddie. And I'd say that I like that, you know, like who I am as a very reserved young person who really just lives her life the way that pleases me, and not doing like a lot of things because I'm young or because it's expected of me, has kind of just led me where I am, you know. And it's kind of also just helped me attract and maintain just relationships, like relationships with like business people, or relationship with like my lecturers and my mentors and all of those things. So me being matured, I guess, is, I don't know, just doing things differently, man, from how someone my age would normally do it. And for the longest of time, you know, like I was made to believe that my personality is boring, or that I was in like my little shadow in my little corner, you know. But I'm glad that I don't let all of those things, all of those voices get to me, because like for example, when my mentor works on a certain project and he wants certain views from, like for example, let's say student views, you know, he'll come to me and he'll ask me to say, how do you think students would respond to something like this, or how do you think that it would appease to students, you know, what's the way to go forward. And I feel like I wouldn't have attracted certain things, I wouldn't have been operating my business the way that I have been operating had I allowed those voices, you know, those voices that saying you have to be harsh, or okay, obviously you have to be harsh to get some things done, but what I'm trying to say practically is that like your personality does not have to affect your performance, and your personality doesn't always necessarily, I don't want to say it's not, it doesn't determine how confident or inconfident you are, but also at the same time your personality can be your skill. You look at certain like celebrities, you know, I feel like certain presenters, the job that they do requires them to, you know, be spontaneous and to have a certain element to their personality, whereas I still also feel like you can be and you can do those things if you put your mind to it. You know, for example, like I said, I'm very reserved and very chilled. I hardly really speak or talk about anything. But because I'm in business, I had to learn how to put my personality, which is me being reserved, me being in a little, you know, like shadow, and just put that aside and, you know, just put myself out there and put my business out there, because I have to, you know, my business kind of depended on that. So I'd say it's been an interesting journey of learning how to not let my personality affect my performance, of learning that there's nothing wrong with me. I remember for some time a lot of people used to stress on my behalf to say, how is she gonna sell, she's so chill, she's so reserved, how is she gonna make it, you know. But also just being stern in who I am, you know, and taking up a lot of leadership roles growing up just also kind of helped me. So even though you are like reserved, you can still be a leader, a stern leader for that matter. You can still take up like, you know, a presenting gig, or you can still be a performer, or you can still be a musician, as long as you put your mind to it, you know. Because like for example, I always reflect this back to Beyonce. Like every time I listen or I watch her interviews, she's this calm person, you know, but when you look at her on stage, you know, it's like energy, and she's just giving, and you know, and she's entertaining, you know. So also it comes with studying, you know, you study the type of people that are doing certain things a certain way, you know, because I think and I believe that confidence does not always come naturally. Sometimes confidence comes from knowing that you're prepared, knowing that you made an effort, and that comes with you just taking time to yourself, studying, learning about the things that you like, and being content in the nature of your character. Like for example, I had to be content in the nature of my character, and interestingly enough, I've attracted the exact type of people in my life, and not to say that everyone in my life or my friends, they're all reserved, or in fact, they're quite the opposite actually, but we balance each other in certain instances, and that's okay, and they understand me and I understand them. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to school, when it comes to business, stay true to who you are. Again, stay true to who you are, and of course try to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Or like for example, I'm very reserved and I'm very calm, but when I have like pop-up gigs and pop-up events, I always ask, like I'll always, if you watch this video and I've been at your event, you will know this. I will always ask to speak, even if it's just for 3 minutes, about my brand, because I've realized what that does. I've realized the level of engagement that does. So I had to teach myself how to step out of my comfort zone. I had to teach myself to say, yes, I'm reserved, yes, I'm calm, yes, I literally just mind my business, but that doesn't have to, how can I say that doesn't have to like hinder me when it comes to my performance, and I'm glad, I have such an amazing relationship with, my lecturers and all of those things. When people look at it from outside, they think I'm an extrovert. In fact, I had someone come to me and have a conversation with me because of like how I've been doing, I've also taken up like certain leadership roles as a student, and they literally think I'm an extrovert because of how I do things, and I'm like, no, I'm far from that. I'm the very definition of what an introvert is. It's just that I don't do things, like I don't do things as like in a way that people would normally expect. I always try to push myself. I always try to step out of my comfort zone. I always try to go a little bit step further. So yeah, today was just a little quick chit chat to say sometimes your personality can be your skill, and if that's the case, work on it, invest in your hobbies, because I really also do believe hobbies can play a huge role in the quality of skills that you have. But at the same time, your personality does not have to affect your performance. Be as reserved, be as spontaneous. Whoever you are, you know yourself, and you will attract this I'm 100% confident in. You will attract your own people, and you will attract people that will actually like you for who you are, and people that you will actually balance out. So it's always just about being content, being comfortable in who you are, and yeah, man, of course, put in the work. And when the time is right, then you'll see the fruits of your efforts. But moral of the story, your personality and your performance, one can never affect the other, even though one can complement the another. You just have to find a way to make it work. Like every day I wake up and I choose to learn how to use my personality as my skill. I choose to learn how to use, oh yes, also this is very like something that I've picked up from being reserved, is that me being calm and me being reserved has kind of given me the ability to observe and to analyze. So I'll always say this to my friends, and I'd say, be careful of the times where I'm most quiet the most, because that's when I'm most attentive. Like that's when I will pick up the smallest details. So it's cute, man. It's very cute, and I like where I'm going, and I like who I'm becoming. And it's rubbing off on the things that I do and how I do and how I run my business and how I approach my friendships and my relationships and all of those things. So yeah, that was just a quick chit chat for today. I hope you learned something. Be good, be kind, and I'll check you guys later.